Hi guys, this is the post for Module 2 from the text that we read from Student Development in College by Evans et al. I want to start with the question posed on page 47 in Chapter 3, Who are you? I feel like that single question really encompassed every bit of the text. And I know that it felt especially effective for me, especially when they continue to mention the development that we as administrators are continuing to go through while we're trying to learn about the development of the students that we're teaching. I really love this in relation to the tutoring that I'm doing. I know with you guys with UNC Wilmington, we're doing stuff on campus. For me locally, since I'm a distance ed student, I'm doing tutoring with the women's basketball team at Lewisburg College. I felt this especially effective there just because I transferred myself from Lewisburg College to NC State back in 2010. So I really feel like it's a big part of me to share with those girls. I share with them that I'm in the graduate program, what I'm doing, the purpose of the tutoring, and also my development from Lewisburg College. And that's another thing that I really felt, what I really picked up with this chapter, with the inclusion of environment, of things that really impact us with our development, such as the context of college student development on page 166. I just feel like those graphics are really effective for me as someone who really felt empowered by Lewisburg College. To be honest, I probably wouldn't have gone further with my degrees without the 2-year degree that I earned there, just because I wasn't confident enough to really pursue an institution like State, which I transferred to after Lewisburg, straight out of high school. And so I really find that important for our education. I really find that important for the girls that I work with tutoring. We have discussed not only their work, which again is extremely important, but with their transferring, since a lot of them are sophomores and will be looking into transferring soon, next spring. And so I find that a real joy to be able to work with them and talk to them about that and share my experience. For the text, what I really found interesting was Erickson's identity development, specifically the fifth, the identity versus identity diffusion, that we are studying these students. And sometimes they might be in identity diffusion and be confused about who they are themselves, and we're studying them for the development. So I just found that a really intriguing notion. I also found intriguing in a different way the obvious white privilege that was running throughout the text. I found it really disappointing that continued use of the student study group of white males from prestigious universities. I did really love the article that we had to read online titled Are There Cultural Differences in Learning Style by Joy and Kolb. And yet I was a little discouraged there too. I feel like personally for me, I feel like I really want to start learning about the development in everyone, being able to see development in different cultures, in different identities, and everything, now that I've seen the multiple identities from the previous chapter. And just reading in that text online that they were worried about the small group that they had because they didn't want to feel like they weren't encompassing enough information, and yet if they went larger for a group, they felt like it was going to wash out the results. And so I felt a little discouraging, as if it was not possible to find a medium point there. But other than that, I really enjoyed the fact that that article did branch out, and it seemed like there is a lot of movement now to really find out development in everyone versus just this one small group, because I think that really is important for all of us to learn. I definitely want to leave off on the mention on page 94 of Perry's theory, not what you will be, but what path you won't follow. So we're going through, especially this previous week, with the girls, with graduating, what they want to be. I know in a class that a lot of the girls have, they are discussing when they transfer what they want to look into for a career. And so we've been discussing that in length. And I did bring up this piece of the text with Perry's theory in that quote. And they all found it extremely interesting, and we discussed it for a while, exactly what they wouldn't follow. And I saw the multiple identities coming to life, where they were really wanting to stay true to the basketball roots. They felt like that was in their hearts and souls, and yet they wanted to be true to who they were and what their dreams were and what the family expected them to do. And so that was just a really intriguing conversation that we all had that I wanted to share. And so I definitely can't wait to hear about the conversations that you guys have. Definitely can't wait to hear from you soon.